nature nut, I'm not afraid to admit. I'm wild about the wild things and I'm proud of it. I'm just a simple case, open and shut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut. Today we'll go bird watching, tomorrow we'll catch toads. The next day we'll take photographs of bugs along the road. I never get the feeling that I'm in a rut. That's why I'm a nature nut. Well, I'm a nature nut, I'm not afraid to admit. I'm wild about the wild things and I'm proud of it. I'm just a simple case, open and shut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut.
Well, hello there, nature nuts. How are you? Welcome to the South Pacific. Oh yeah, big island of Hawaii, southernmost point in the United States of America, right there. Right there where I'm standing. You know why we're here? Of course you do. We're here to check out the aftermath of the invasion. Invasion of the Hawaiian Islands by a species not native to this part of the world. I'll tell you right now, though, all the excitement's over with. Alien species of birds, plants, bugs, they've already established a beachhead. They've pretty well taken over this part of the world. There's not much for us to do right now but sit back, relax, put on the Hawaii shirt, take her easy and check it out. That's what we're gonna do. So you stick around, I'll be right back. Or wait a minute. No, I shall return. That's right, use that one. I like the ring of it. I shall return. Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Oh, you hear that booming noise? Yep, that's the sound of the boom boom deck, and I like hanging around the boom boom deck because it reminds me of an improvement project in progress. The sound of progress itself. Every time you come here, there's a new hotel here, a new resort there, construction every which way you look. I'll tell you though, like most people interested in construction, I'm also sensitive to the beauty of nature. That's why I'm out bird watching today. Yeah, and the birds, they're kind of like a construction project in progress themselves. A lot of people, they get all torn up about, the fact that there's no native birds here left. Take yourself back before there were any hotels here. A lot of native birds, beautiful little things apparently, but they weren't really part of the master plan. Avian malaria wiped out a lot of them. That's a disease came in with the early chickens. And those that didn't get whacked down by the disease, well, they were upset with the habitat changes, and a lot of them got eaten by mongoose. You know mongoose? That was a new unit here on the islands too. It's an Asian critter about this long, looks like a weasel. Fearsome cute though. Boy, they're nice. One of those things pops out of a drain pipe and gives you a look in the eye. You gotta laugh. They're just cute, but they eat birds. That's what they do. They also eat cobras, but we're short on cobras here, so mostly they eat birds. And toads and rats, but that's another story. Anyway, so the bird guys had to bring in new birds to replace the birds that had completely disappeared. So we got cage birds from here, there, and everywhere. We got game birds. We got a variety of birds living around the hotels, hanging out. Now let me tell you why it's like a project in progress. Have a look over there. That's one of my favorite Hawaiian birds. That's the saffron finch. Is that a good-looking bird or what? I mean, that is a good-looking bird. Beautiful. First time I saw those babies, Waikiki 1976, looked in my field guide, they weren't there. That's because it was so new, wasn't even in the book yet. These little guys over here, now those are good-looking birds. Oh yeah, that's a Java sparrow. Some people call them Java temple birds. Hey, call them whatever you want. Fact is, first time I saw those things, early 80s, they weren't in the field guide either. Brand new. Now that doesn't mean they're going to take over the islands. Oh, some of them, some birds, they'll do that, but not these guys. It's like these beautiful little yellow-billed cardinals. Oh yeah, yellow-billed cardinals. They've been here for decades. Kona coast of the Big Island, they haven't spread at all. They're just sitting down, taking her easy. This is their spot. They're happy here. They don't want to spread. They're just going to stick around. Yeah, so there you go. It's exactly like construction. New construction keeps the locals employed. It's good for the economy. New birds keeps the field guide writers employed. And you know the same way I do. You keep those folks in business, keep them happy, you're going to have a strong economy, and a solid position in the world market. Oh yeah, you just take it from me. Non-native birds take hold much easier on islands than on the continental mainland. Hey, this is good. This is a really neat find. This is the biggest moth in all of Hawaii. It's called the black witch. And I gotta tell you, I'm not entirely sure if this one is a native species or whether it was introduced, but I think it's native. And I say that because I was just looking in my pack full of books. A guy like me has to carry a pack full of books. And they say that these things have different wing patterns on different islands, which is wonderful. That's great evidence that they did get here on their own and that they are evolving in separate ways on separate islands. In Central America, these moths are native there too, and every year they disperse outward, and we find them even up in Canada where I live, so they can fly thousands of miles. It wouldn't surprise me that one of them made it here to the Hawaiian Islands. In Mexico, this thing is called Mariposa del Muerte, the moth of death. And if you get one in your house, you're doomed. But here, there is no such belief. In fact, we could start a whole new rumor, whole new superstition. If you find one of these black witches, it means you're gonna have a great vacation. Everything's gonna be beautiful. You're gonna get a great tan. They're gonna forget to charge your credit card for the hotel. You know, who knows what else will happen, especially if you can get close enough to touch it. Well, you know, in Hawaii, you just don't have to go very far to see some interesting little natural and quasi-natural things. Take, for example, this scrawny-looking hedge. We're right downtown, we're outside Hilo Hattie's, my wife's favorite store. That place is packed with aloha wear, bright, colorful shirts. Oh, beautiful stuff. But we all know that the most gaudy and colorful creatures in nature are the butterflies, and this hedge is butterfly central. It's packed with butterflies, at least by Hawaiian standards. I've seen 5 species here this very day. Well, cabbage butterflies, there's lots of cabbage butterflies around, just, you know, the familiar white and black and yellowish kind of butterflies that we all know so well, originally native to Europe. Then we've got some fiery skippers, delicate little orange things with dark flecks on the underwing, big eyes, kind of a fuzzy teddy bear body. I like them. There's a hair streak hanging around in here, a very interesting little hair streak. I must admit I don't know what it is because I forgot to bring my butterfly field guide. I thought I knew all the Hawaiian butterflies off by heart, but I don't. I suspect it might be a lantana butterfly though, since this plant is lantana. That would make good sense. Lantana, super plant if you want to attract butterflies in your yard. If you live in a place where lantana will grow, plant lots of lantana and just watch them come flocking on in. We've also got monarchs here. Beautiful, gorgeous, majestic, regal monarchs. And they're the luckiest monarchs on earth because they don't have to migrate. They don't have to do that 1,000-mile flying thing that other monarchs have to do. They can just take her easy, relax, settle into their tropical lifestyles, and they seem to be doing very well. And the one that I'd love to see here, we saw it yesterday, haven't seen it yet today, the Kamehameha, a beautiful butterfly, a red and black butterfly, named for the lineage of kings. King Kamehameha, the first, second, and third. Great, powerful men. I don't know if they'd appreciate the fact that the Kamehameha is now called the Kamehameha Lady because it's related to the Painted Lady and the American Lady and the West Coast Lady. I don't think they'd appreciate the fact that the Latin name is misspelled too. It's spelled Kamehameha with a T. I think if King Kamehameha was around right now, he'd be kicking a little lepidopter's butt. That's my view. Anyway, it's not here. Might be here soon. Maybe if I go and get myself a shirt with big butterflies on it, we'll do a little better. Who knows?
The hair streak was indeed a smaller lantana butterfly, a species that was introduced to control lantana weeds.
Hi there. Hey, listen, have you ever been to Hawaii? If you have, I'll bet you've got something that you bought with a picture of a gecko on it, and the gecko is wearing sunglasses. Because they used to be, you could, everywhere you go in Hawaii, you could buy things with geckos wearing sunglasses. Keychains, glasses, t-shirts, hats. It was a billion-dollar industry. Never made sense to me, though, because the geckos of Hawaii for the longest time were all nocturnal geckos. Geckos that only come out at night. What do they need sunglasses for? But now there's a species of day gecko that's become quite common here. It's an introduced species, it's an escaped pet species, the gold dust day gecko. And like other day geckos, it's from Madagascar originally, and very popular with lizard keepers because it's one of the world's most beautiful lizards. The green ground color is intensely vibrant. There are beautiful red patches on the body, blue around the eyes and on the head, and little tiny vibrant yellow spots. Ooh, if you like a pretty lizard, that is one good looking lizard. Absolutely stunning. I don't think there's anything to feel bad about with the introduction of the gold dust day gecko in Hawaii, because they only live in the very coastal lowland areas where virtually nothing is natural to start with, so they're not really disturbing natural ecosystems. There are no natural ecosystems here anymore. That in itself is a shame, but the gecko is just a nice thing to have here, especially when you consider that day geckos in Madagascar itself are in big trouble because Madagascar is losing its forests at an alarming rate. I'm sure that after not too long, some of these day geckos are only going to survive in captivity and in places where they've been accidentally introduced. Bit of a sad note to end on, but hey, they're still beautiful lizards. Ahoy, I was just looking for a shark fin or something out there. I'm not seeing a thing. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? That's an interesting looking unit. It's got a cord on it. That's attached to you, Nelson. What is that thing?
Hydrophone.
Hydrophone. It's not just a hydrophone. This is the hydrophone, the exact hydrophone that was used in the original Jaws movie. We have absolutely no use for it, but it's a great thing that we had it along. Isn't that cool? Wonderful. Hardly wait till people start using our old used stuff and bragging about it. Now put her back. Dum, 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 dum.
In shallow water, you don't hear much with a hydrophone. Deeper and you hear whales and various noisy fishes and crustaceans.
Okay, well, sitting here beside the Honu Pond at the Monolani Bay Hotel, and Honu means sea turtle in Hawaiian. In fact, it means green sea turtle, and these are green sea turtles. I remember this pond from about 10 years ago when I was here on vacation. They rear green sea turtles here, and then they let them go in the ocean. And this is Marty Wisner, and he's the head guy here. He's in charge of the green turtle program. Tell me about it, Marty. Tell me the story.
Back in 1985, the pond here was about a foot deep in seaweed. I was working at Waikiki Aquarium back then. And they asked me to come out, take a look at the pond, and I said, we just need to get some turtles in here. So I sent over one turtle from Waikiki Aquarium, and he cleaned this big patch and all the algae. And they said, well, this is great, we've got to get more. Over at Sea Life Park, they've got a big turtle pond like this. So every year, Sea Life Park sends some of the little babies over here to Mauna Lani. We keep them until they're 3 to 4 years old. Then, every 4th of July, they get a tag, and then we take them out to the beach in front of the hotel here and have Turtle Independence Day.
So you let them go, you let them go out front of the hotel, and you have a big ceremony, Turtle Independence Day. Not partial Independence Day, Turtle Independence Day. And there's a connection with Hawaiian culture in the Honu as well, isn't there?
Very much so. Some felt they could be like what they called their families aumakua, or ancestral family guardian. Turtle Independence Day, it's a big deal because it's not just good PR, we really are making a difference out in the water here. 20 years ago, their numbers were truly endangered. And while they're still a protected animal, it's not nearly to the extent that they used to be.
Now, am I right in saying that the very short face, the very short bill on these things is an adaptation for browsing seaweed off the sides of rocks?
I would have to say that that's a pretty good guess. They get the name green turtle, not because they're green on the outside, it's because they're green on the inside. They like to eat seaweed or lettuce, as you see, and it makes their fat turn green inside.
I'm a little bit worried though, when I feed them lettuce, am I contributing to the making of a problem turtle?
No, actually, all the turtles we've released, except for 2 in the past 100 we've released, stay out here and behave like turtles.
Yeah, that's great. They're just chowing down. Now, are you worried at all that these creatures, you know, for the rest of their natural turtle lives will be, you know, they'll spend all day remembering every detail of their time here at the hotel?
Well, when we first released them, they pretty much stay real close to shore, right along the coast here. And then after a couple years, they start to move a little more, maybe a mile or 2 downstream, so to speak, or north of the hotel. We do have 2 that are problem turtles that hang out by the one beach, and they're always begging for food, hoping they're going to get a handout from someone. But that's a really unusual case. And in the case of those turtles there, we discourage feeding though, just so that it doesn't continue further imprinting.
So what you're telling me, Marty, is that they might just forget the hotel after a few years. Maybe they don't have turtle recall after all. Well, problem turtles, problem bears, it's just part of the dynamic of people and wildlife, I guess.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Marty. That's great to get the full story here.
Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
There are 2 types of sea turtles in Hawaii, the green and the much rarer hawksbill.
Well, you know, you spend enough time looking in trees in Hawaii and eventually you're going to find a really neat spider. It's called the Asian spiny-backed or spiky-backed orb-weaving spider. And it's a very neat spider. I mean, in many ways, it's just a classic orb-weaving spider. It spins a flat web, and it uses that web to catch prey like moths and flies, wraps them up with silk, and then stabs them with its fangs and kills them with the poison and digests them and then sucks out their juices. So that's basic spider stuff. But unlike most of the orb-weaving spiders with which I have great familiarity, these ones are not soft and squishy. They're hard-bodied with big spines on them, so that things that don't like eating hard-bodied spiny critters won't eat it. Very interesting. That's probably why it spends all its time out in the middle of the web rather than hiding in some little nest off on the side. Of course, the most famous spider in Hawaii is the happy face spider. It's a spider that people rarely see because it lives in very small, messy webs in low shrubs, mostly up country, at the higher altitudes. It's a very tiny spider related to the black widow, and it has a pattern on the abdomen that looks like a classic happy face drawing, with a big smile and 2 eyes, sometimes little eyebrows as well. Of course, it's just a coincidence that it looks like that. But they're funny. I mean, people like them because they have happy faces on them. And you know what they say? Never trust anything or anybody who is perpetually smiling. That's the face of a trustworthy guy. Only the occasional grin.
Said the spider to the fly, I hope this don't upset ya. I know we've not always seen eye to eye, but if you're feeling kinda low, I got a remedy'll get ya feeling better by and by. He said just come on over for some candlelight and wine. You'll be impressed by my simple success. Well, we can surf my little website and have a real nice time. I'll guarantee you'll be free from all stress.
Happy times and a happy face.
Hey, pretty soon all your blues will be erased.
Happy times and a happy face.
Pretty soon everything's gonna be happy. I have an image to uphold to my friends and my foes. He said I gotta show 'em that I mean business. So please don't think me so mean. Sometimes I'm not even seen, and I'd like to invite you in for dinner. Nonetheless, now you think I'm gonna eat you, but that's really not my style. I've got a dozen others I'd rather meet. Come on over and I'll treat you to some silky smooth home cooking. You'll be delighted when the evening's complete.
Happy times and a happy face.
Hey, pretty soon all your blues will be erased.
Happy times and a happy face.
Pretty soon everything's gonna be happy. Happy. Happy.
Hey, let me ask you a question here. Have you noticed anything weird about the house sparrows here at the Montelani Bay Hotel? Because I haven't, and that's bothering me. I was here 10 years ago on vacation, and then there were lots and lots of house sparrows with big white patches in their feathers. They were kind of piebald Appaloosa house sparrows. There must have been, a mutant sparrow came along and left a bunch of descendants, and those descendants survived. They weren't picked off by predators. You know, we think about isolation on islands, but these blotchy house sparrows were isolated in this very small area, and it looked like this part of the world was going to have its own brand of house sparrows. But now, 10 years later, they seem to have just disappeared, been swallowed up by the general throng of house sparrow society, and in some ways that's kind of sad. You know, in my view, variety is the spice of life. Without it, it's just another day, just another sparrow.
Okay, Nature Nuts, I'm back. I told you I would be, and here I am. And I'm in a way better mood. Hey, you can probably tell. Much more relaxed. And I gotta tell you, as invasions go, this one's not so bad. It's not so bad at all. No point getting all teary and weepy about it. No, I actually kind of like it here. I find it a fascinating place. Nice to see all those alien species learning to get along, adapting to an ever-changing world and unfamiliar environment. It's important to learn these things. That's how I feel. That's why I'm a nature nut. And I hope you are too. We'll see you again soon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, see that? No tobacco. I don't do tobacco. Tobacco's bad. Don't you do it either. You hear me? Stick away from that stuff. Rot your entire body out. Yep, pure wholesome living, that's what I'm all about. And I'm proud of it. Oh yeah.
Same time each and every week, uncensored and uncut. No doubt about it, I'm a nature nut.